Do you want to start a business but don't know what business to start? Or maybe you're stuck in finding that great idea for your business that nobody had thought of. This is something I personally struggled with when I was starting out. And I can confidently say that among the 7.8 billion people in this world, the probability of finding an idea that nobody ever thought about is near impossible. But what if I told you I have a way to find that great idea? Welcome to another episode. What I found out is that most people who are planning to start a business are usually stuck in the idea generation stage, where they end up overthinking and overanalyzing a certain idea and end up doing nothing. If you've watched my previous video, you must be thinking of starting a business. But this brings us to the second point, which is what business? And how can I come up with an idea that has the potential of becoming a massive business? In this video, I'm going to show you the exact process I use to generate my own business ideas that can create massive value to the audience or the customer. Something I want to get out of the way before we start is an excuse you've heard in one form or another. It is known as the crowded room excuse. It goes like this: but all the great ideas are already taken. There's nothing else I can do in this world. What you're actually saying is that the world is a perfect place and nothing needs improvement. But is the world a perfect place? If yes, then why are humans always complaining? I'll let you answer this one. The first thing you need to know that there are two types of business ideas that can create massive value: a disruptive business idea and an improvement business idea. The formal definition of a disruptive business idea is basically a product or a service that has never been seen in the market before. But what I've seen in other businesses is that an idea can be disruptive if you can innovate in other major aspects revolving around that product or service. Let me explain what I mean. Uber, for example, disrupted the traditional taxi transportation industry, not by creating a product, by improving on service, by innovating in a service revolving around that product, which is the key partners and the sales channels. Unlike the traditional transportation companies, Uber does not own any taxis or drivers. And anyone who wants to use Uber chooses their destination, pays in advance, and knows the exact price before taking the trip. These values unlocked a new customer segment, which are not a bigger range of people who want transportation, but taxi drivers as well who want to make money by driving people around. Uber is a perfect example of a disruptive business idea. On the other hand, an improvement idea is an idea that takes something already in the market but improves on it by making it either faster, better, or cheaper. This is what most people try to do when they start thinking of a new business idea. An example is wireless keyboards, where the traditional keyboard was taken and improved to become wireless. Now for the important part. When you're looking for an idea for a new business idea, you shouldn't be looking in terms of a disruptive idea or an improvement idea. You should keep your eyes open and listen to what the market tells you. The market is a dynamic flow of information that it sometimes speaks to you, and when it does, you should listen and understand what it needs. But in order to understand the market, you need tools. Which brings us to the second part of the video, where we look at the tools you need to listen to the market. Always keep in mind that every minute the market is giving you a flow of ideas to choose from. Something like a menu at the restaurant, but for business. Look, the market doesn't care about anything or anyone. It wants whatever it wants. Hence, it speaks a language of negativity and selfishness. This means that any complaint, disagreement, or objection the market has is a potential business idea for you. Look for phrases such as, I hate, I'm tired of, why is this, why do I have to, is it a must, I wish it was. These are all words that the market uses to give you potential business ideas. Such phrases are mentioned hundreds of times either on social media or real life. They're also found in product reviews of e-commerce websites such as Amazon. To put this on practice, go into Twitter right now, type in one of those phrases that I mentioned plus your topic. Keep reading and you'll find a list of what the market needs in your topic or your domain. Here are examples of what I found by doing a quick search on Twitter. These examples show what values current businesses are failing to offer the market. You can either add them to your business, or they're a potential business idea where you can start a new business out of one. The second tool is to look for inconvenience either in a product or the process revolving around that product. In simple words, anything that you feel is inconvenient is a potential business idea. Take for example the food delivery companies and platforms such as Deliveroo and Talabat. What they did is they listened to the market and saw inconvenience of getting food. So they built a solution which was their platform or business around that inconvenience, which focused mainly on providing convenience to the customer, such as delivery convenience, access convenience, transaction convenience, and post-access convenience. Another example of something I have noticed recently and haven't seen a solution for yet is when you call the bank and you go through the operator. The process is very time consuming and inefficient, and you sometimes don't get what you need out of that whole process. I personally think if someone can simplify this process, it has potential to be a great business that can provide massive value to the mass market. The third tool, which is a more advanced tool, is to look when the focus of a certain company or business goes from the client or customer to another entity, such as the investor or the venture capitalist or another analyst. This usually happens when a company receives outside funding from a certain investor and the priority becomes satisfying that investor and not the clients anymore. This opens up many opportunities for entrepreneurs because those customers are no longer important to them. In other words, any publicly traded company or heavily funded company who shifts their focus from the client or customer to the investor or the stakeholder is telling you that I have a market share that can be stolen by you and your business. So please take it from me. Assume you enter 100 billion dirhams industry and you manage to capture 0.001% of the market share. You have just built yourself a 1 million dirhams company. Easy as that. Now, by using these three tools, which is understanding the market's language and looking for inconvenience and looking for customer investor gaps, you can definitely come up with some great business ideas. Remember, the key here is not to think of a great idea, but to listen what the market is telling you in your domain. Other tools exist, such as looking at bad customer service or over-marketing schemes, but what I've shared with you today are tools that I personally use to find some great business ideas. Please let me know if you found this video useful for you in the comments below, and let me know what tool worked for you best. Thank you very much for listening, and see you next time.